Hello, this is Jade back with another video. This week instead of a vlog, I decided to do something a little more artsy and talk about changing my happy planner from a regular planner into a memory planner because I haven't really been using my happy planner very much. So this week in the video, we'll be going through a few different days of decorating and coming up with some different ideas. Hope you enjoy. So the first one we're going to do is the Olivia Rodrigo Sour album release day. I love this album. I've been listening to it constantly since it came out. I have it on repeat in the car. My favorite song on the album is Deja Vu, but they're all so good. I listen to pretty much all of them over and over again. What we're going to be doing on this day is taking the stickers that are on her face and copying some of those, not the exact same thing, but similar stickers to put on our day, like the butterflies and the sunshines, the lollipops, and of course where it says sour. Once we get all of the stars and the butterflies and the sunshines and lollipops and everything put on there, we're going to format them so that they're the right size and so that they print and cut, which on the Cricut means that it prints on a piece of paper from the actual printer and then you put it on the mat and cut it on the Cricut. If we were to just leave it on cut, then it would just cut it out of whatever paper we had on there. Here we are going to fix our sour so that we have our title. I almost forgot to do this and that would have been really sad because that's the most important part. So right now we're just separating out the letters and then we're gonna add squares around them so that they're in little boxes. And then once we're done with that, it's going to be time to head over to the Cricut and get them all scanned and printed and cut out and ready to put on the paper. And then I'm going to just go in and find some scrap pieces of paper. I have so many scraps, it's ridiculous. I really need to find a way to organize all of them, but that will be a project for another day. Right now, I'm just going to go in and find scrap pieces for the butterflies and the stars and the sunshines and everything so that we have them in nice bright colors and colors that kind of go along with what is actually on her face and what matches our background color that we picked out. Now we have all of our pieces and we are ready to go back to the other room and get them all put on there and get it all decorated nice and pretty. First, we're going to cut out our background piece, which is this nice pinky, purpley, sparkly color. I love this color, and to be honest, it's not exactly what I was going for. I would have liked a darker purple, but I didn't have any more scraps of the dark purple, and I didn't want to use a whole nother sheet because I wanted to save that for my Etsy business. So we're going to use this pink purple instead, and then we're going to take this notebook, like composition notebook piece that matches the music videos, and we're going to put Olivia down on top of that, and then we're going to get our sour ready to get put on, kind of lay those down, have that as the title, put on our sunshines and butterflies and a star, and then we will be done with that one. Our next one that we're going to do is May 25th, which is usually a really hard day for me for my past, but this year I actually dealt with it super well, so I want to do a smiley face theme to just show the joy that I got from being able to deal with that well. I found this purple smiley face here that I really liked, so I decided to go with that as one of my main colors. So we're going to take the purple smiley face and import it in. We're going to change it to print and cut so that it does the same thing we talked about earlier with print and cut. And then we're going to go in and we're going to flatten it, which means that it's going to make it one layer so that it cuts it all out together instead of cutting out each individual little piece. I'm choosing smiley faces and bright colors for this spread just to represent the fact that this is a day that brought so much joy this year, because it will now, instead of standing as a day that's just really hard and a really rough reminder of my past, it stands as a reminder of all of the progress that I've been able to make and all of the growth I've been able to do through therapy and hard work. It just shows that even on the hard days, there's proof that I'm growing and that all of the hard work I'm putting in is really working. Now that we have our background color picked out, I'm going to go in and find some more nice bright things that will look really good with that color, so that we have just a couple more decorations to go on there. We're not going to do many because the words are going to take up most of the space. For the words, I'm going to go in and pick a font that I think matches the theme. Once I have that font, I'm going to write out best year yet, because this really is the best year yet that I've had as far as growth goes, especially on that particular day. Now that I've got it all written out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to offset the font, the print, so that there is a white border around the whole thing, and that way it cuts it all out together. First though, I'm going to move all of the letters closer together, because if I were to offset it at this point, it's just going to put each word offset. Each word is going to have a border around it instead of the whole thing. So I just went in and put those all closer together. And then once that is done, we will go in and take it over. Right now I'm going to open up the Cricut machine, and I really love opening this up. Like, I love the sound it makes, I love the look of it. I don't know, it's just a crafty person thing that just makes me really happy. So once that is open and everything is set up, I'm going to print out our ones that are print and cut, which I think is everything for this project. I'm going to put it down on my mat, which is a big mess, but I'm really afraid to clean it, because once you clean it, it voids the warranty. And I'm not really sure if I've had my Cricut for a year yet or not. If I have, then the warranty doesn't really matter, but if I haven't, then it does matter, and I don't want to void that. So I need to look and see how long I've had my Cricut so that I know whether it's okay to go ahead and clean my mats. Now we're just going to get everything cut out, and first it scans it, then cuts it out. Now we're going to go in and get everything put down on the paper. I really need to get a real ruler, because I tried measuring it with the ruler on my cutter, but that didn't work. So I just went in and marked it and measured it that way, and then cut out the paper. Got it ready. This is a Tombow adhesive sticky roller glue thing. I don't really know what it's actually called, but I really like it, and I'm really, again, amused by it. I don't know why so many craft things amuse me the way that they do, but I just love the idea of having glue that rolls on this way in little strips. Eventually I will learn to roll it on in a straight line someday, but today is definitely not that day. Once we get all of the sticky on there, we're going to go ahead and put that down. Once we get the background put down, we will put down the words and the decorations. First the sun, because that's going to go underneath the best day yet, and then the smiley face. I decided not to use the rainbow because it was just a little too much. The next one we're going to do is my first dog that I got to wash by myself at PetSmart. I'm a bather at PetSmart right now, training to be a groomer. So I'm going to go in and get this little paw print sign, because I'm going to want to write inside it. I thought it was just perfect, so I'm going to go in and find a font. I already knew which font I wanted, so that didn't take very long. I'm going to write the first dog I got to wash by myself, and then Charles, which is his name, I'm going to put underneath there. So I went ahead and got all the pictures and signs cut out. The first thing I'm going to do now is take this really pretty blue color that I found in my scrap drawer and paste it down. What you don't see is the fact that I forgot to cut it to the right length, so I tried to cut it with my scissors and then miscut it and cut it really crooked, and so I had to go back in and retape it down, but that's okay because we are going to cover that up in just a minute. Then I'm going to take my picture of Charles, which is going to be right here. Look how cute he is. He's such a sweet puppy. And we're going to take this picture, glue it down. Charles was really sweet, and I really like this job, especially now that I am able to actually be washing the dogs myself and doing a couple other services that we do as bathers at PetSmart. I love dogs. They're such a comfort to me, and so this is just a really perfect job for me to have right now. It's just like, it's part-time, so I'm able to do other things around the house, and I'm able to do my Etsy business. So it's just, yeah, it's a really perfect job for me right now. We're going to take this sign. It takes me a minute to figure out exactly where I wanted to put it, but then I decided to put it at the bottom to cover up the mistake that I made earlier, and the spacing ended up working out really well actually for these little paw prints that I'm about to put down. These paw prints I made to indicate my work days, And so I already had them printed out and cut out from when I was updating my Happy Planner for when I was still planning on using it for planning, but they actually work perfectly for this too. They're the perfect size, the perfect shape to go in between these pictures. So I'm going to go ahead and peel the back off of those and get them placed down. So that's it. I'm all caught up on my memory keeping journal now. Let me know in the comments what kind of planning or journaling you like to do. I'm always interested to see what different ideas people come up with, whether it's creative or just a list on paper. I think it's really cool to see what other people like to do and how they like to plan their days or keep up with their memories. And so that's it for this week. I'll see you next week with another vlog. Bye!